musty out for the first time this year. Looks like it's time for a new call. Well, that was one of the coolest hunts I have had in a long time. Man, that little 13-pointer put on a show. Probably 4, maybe 3. Awesome buck. Can't wait to hopefully see that buck next year. But now I am headed to Ohio. Cold front hitting in about 3 or 4 days. I'm gonna get up there, feed the crap out of all my private land spots, probably hunt some public. In the meantime, I'm gonna hit the road and see if we can make something happen. Nap time. Got me plenty of sleep in that parking lot, like too much, but says we'll be there about 3 o'clock. Probably spend the day and tomorrow getting stands hung and putting corn out. May hunt some. And then I'll probably just hunt some of my public spots until it gets good and cold. Forgot my dang lock for my stand. I'm gonna have to go down and get it, or this dang stand will get stolen. Like 100%. Went back, got a cable lock on there. I'm gonna bait up about 5 or 6 more spots between here and West Virginia. I'm gonna hunt public land until something shows up. But probably spend the rest of the day today and tomorrow baiting. And be ready when this cold front hits. I did crash one time with a bunch of corn on the back and kind of hurt my back, to be honest. But other than that, went relatively smooth, I reckon. Home sweet home, baby. I decided to come walk some public this morning and scout because I didn't want to bother any of my landowners too early in the morning. I think I just jumped a big buck. Big old bodied deer. I couldn't see the rack. So I walked around up in there and started walking back to the truck and walked past these scrapes in the road I'd seen. Then I see a doe and a fawn hop across, start noticing acorns falling. So I'm like looking for a tree, and then look at this. Big old rub. And then all these old ones. This is like right by the gate against this neighborhood. It's crazy there's so many rubs over here, but I guess they'll tell you where they're at. You gotta hunt them where they're at, not where you want them to be. This is definitely a spot I'm gonna come hunt in the next couple days. For sure. For sure. For sheezy. They must have just been doing a drug bust or something. There's like 57 cop cars right there. Anyway, it's 1:42. Decided I was gonna hunt public land until something showed up, or at least I had a bunch of does coming in my private stuff, and found this spot that looked really good and got excited, couldn't sleep, and finally decided I'm just gonna go ahead and go out here. So headed out this way. Nice, real deep saddle in between these two drains or creek bottoms. I think it should be a really good spot. So get out here in the dang dark and see what we can make happen this morning. Y'all, it's a real good thing I got as early of a start as I did. I was walking up this gas line. It was probably not quite a mile, but I knew it was gonna be hills up and down, up and down, up and down. It was gonna take forever. And so I walk up the first hill, stopped, took me a little break so I didn't get too sweaty. I walk down, I get the next one, and it looked like a hill on the map, and it's a cliff. I mean, I couldn't walk up it. So I had to come back and get on Onyx and make a new game plan. There is a piece of private land with another gas line that runs into it. I'm gonna talk to her in the middle of the day today, but as for right now, that one spot, which I was really excited about, it's looking like a no-go. Where's the big old buckaroonies? Looking for some big old buckaroonies. Where am I right now? Dang, I'm looking 57 miles away. I done had 2 bucks come in. One was like right after I sat down and walked right under me, about ears wide. And then the other one, I didn't see it. I could just hear it. It was like 5-10 minutes ago. But you could tell it was a buck just by the cadence of it walking. And it got to where I walked, and it kind of slowed down like it was getting nervous, but it was still coming. So I thought, I better get stood up, and I guess my chair made a little bit of noise, or maybe it saw me, but those gray light deer always get you because you can't see them or where they're looking or anything, but they can see really good in the gray light. I just realized I'm right on the edge of some private land. I just realized I'm like 30 yards from this guy's ladder stand. But 2 bucks already, so maybe something cool will happen. A bunch of white oaks in here, and they're falling a little bit. It's about 10:30. I guess I'm gonna get down and probably scout around a little bit. Got a couple spots I want to feed today, and figure out where I'm gonna hunt this afternoon. The next few days are probably gonna be pretty slow, and it could be like in the 80s. So it's November, so we're gonna make the best of it. Out here checking one last spot that I always like. There they go, there they go. She's running back this way now. Here he is. Big old buck just chased the doe up out of this creek bottom. Couldn't get the camera out fast enough. I mean, he's done ran her back and forth on this ridge. That is a nice buck. Holy crap. That's a big deer. Need to be freaking hunting. Here I am like an idiot out here walking around looking at stuff. About just ran a cat over. Got one more spot I'm gonna check. Y'all, I think I figured out how to get to the spot I was wanting to get to this morning. Kind of a bull crap old logging road with a lot of crap you gotta climb over. Comes from the back side. Walk along top of these ridges, and I walked some of it today. I think I got that figured out. I don't know why I'm so set on going to that spot, but I guess I just don't admit defeat easily. I made it in here. Freaking scrapes everywhere. I'm probably sitting over at least 4 or 5 that I could see. Didn't get set up till right at daylight and kind of sweaty, but the sign is here. It's only about 55 degrees, so that sucks too, but all these scrapes are completely cleaned out like they were hit last night or yesterday. It's amazing. You can just see a spot on a map, a topo, and just know. You walk in here and the sign's here. It's kind of awesome. I felt like I was sticking out like a sore thumb, but I'm gonna try to just be real still. Turkey just gobbled. This crow called. There's a giant coming. There's a giant down there. Huge. That is a monster. That is a monster. I just saw an absolute freaking giant 8-pointer. I've been looking and thinking that dang draw looked like it might have a spot a deer would have walked, but I had all these scrapes up here, and sure enough, he came walking up that draw. Then once it was just, obvious he wasn't going to come this way, I northeast at him, and he stopped and looked for a long time. He walked about 20 more yards. I tried it again, and he stopped and looked, and I couldn't even see him at this point. And he finally blew. The tree I really wanted to be in, I could have shot down into that draw or the scrapes on this road, but I forgot my lineman's belt, and it was like too big to bear hug, and I just knew it'd be a lot harder, more dangerous to try to hang a stand there. Well, it's about 11. I'm gonna get down and scout around. There's the drain that this buck walked up goes, and there's a big flat where 2 other drains pour into it. I want to check it out. I have my quiver strapped in the backpack, and I have lost a freaking arrow somewhere. I haven't made it far, but I don't know where it could be. I mean, I just hid it. I hid my backpack right here to go walk around, and the arrow's gone. I have lost my little camera somewhere in the woods. It's so freaking hot. I've been looking for it for like 20 minutes. You probably never find it, honestly. But I mean, it is just miserably hot. About half a mile back here to where I think it could be. Here's my camera. Still out of my dang pocket. I found this dang camera. I don't even think I'll have time to hunt today. This afternoon, time we get out of here. I should have just stayed. I don't got no water. I'm about to thirst to death. Nothing to eat. I'm hungry, but I'm thirsty more than anything. It's November 5th, aka Election Day. I'm electing to go up here and see if I can kill me a deer, but I don't have real high hopes. It's about mid 50s, 56 degrees, something like that. I wasn't here the other day when I hung this stand. It's about 10:30. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get down. There's a spot I want to go check out next to this public land. I met this guy at this gas station last night, and he's like, yeah, there's this big buck I've been seeing in this field out there. And he's like, I just don't even really hunt that much anymore. And you know, I'd normally kind of ignore stuff like that, but then he's like, I'll tell you about this other spot too. And he shows me on the map, and it's like literally one of my absolute favorite spots. And it's like 4 or 5 years ago, I was seeing like 20 deer sit there, and he was like, yeah, it used to be good up until about 4 or 5 years ago, then it quit. I don't know what happened. And it's like, for him to point out one of my exact same favorite spots that I didn't really think anybody knew about, kind of made me take him serious. So I'm gonna go check out this other spot. There's this field where this guy said he saw those deer, and there's like a big cedar thicket behind it, and then behind that there's this little like spot where these two drains come together. I think if, say that buck cruised that cedar thicket and went to chase some does, they're likely to come out and run them drains. So I'm gonna ease back there and see what the sign's looking like back there. Score! Just bumped one deer, sounded heavy. Had to be a big buck, of course. I was yelping like a turkey, but apparently it didn't work. That was great. Yeah. Here's another straight. Right at the top of this hill, there's a big cedar thicket. I think should be good bedding. And then these does like to bed down in these creek bottoms. Is usually really thick, which in this case it's pretty thick too. And they like to bed in here where there's a creek running like this and a creek running like this. And so I figured that if a buck was to start chasing a doe up one of these creeks, if I'm at the middle of the two of them, you know, I'd be in pretty good shape. Well, also, all of these sides of these ridges are super steep, but right here in front of me is like more of a gradual, mellow ramp. So if a buck was chasing a doe and she would decide to go uphill, they're a lot more likely to take this little mellow part. Well, then I walk in here and I jump a doe right about where I'm at, And then I get over here and there's 6 scrapes that have been cleaned out, 6 or 7. So there's some deer in here. I bumped a deer back there. When I first went to walk in, I bumped this deer, unfortunately, but I kind of knew that was a good possibility. But it's land that, you know, it's not somewhere I'm going to probably continuously hunt. And it's the rut, so it's the time to be aggressive. So we'll see what happens. This wind's swirling pretty bad, but anytime you hunt down at the bottom, it's kind of a chance you're taking. If it's blowing straight up or down the bottom, it won't swirl that bad. Today's like the first day of this front moving in. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so usually you're gonna get swirling wind with that. Well, y'all, I only saw 2 deer, but after dark, I heard deer and I counted 6 different directions. So I'm gonna give that spot a try in the morning and see if some of them deer, I mean, there's chasing 2 or 3 different directions and then just deer walking in 3 more. Well, I got rained on for about 2 hours, but it finally kind of settled down. It's gonna make it a little bit more tricky because I feel really exposed in this tree, and I was counting on being able to hear them coming and go ahead and get ready. But I ain't gonna hear them coming now. I hadn't seen anything. I think I heard a couple walking around in the dark. It's November 6th. We got a new president, and hopefully we can kill a big buck. That's a nice buck. About noon. I reckon I'm gonna get down. I'm gonna go hunt a different spot this afternoon. I think one of my cameras in West Virginia just got stolen. I had 2 interesting looking characters walk by it, and I hadn't seen anybody on camera since. I think I can hear a buck doing like a tending to run it down there. Fix to head out here. It's been raining all night. Just quit. Could be a good morning. Y'all ain't gonna believe this, but so that camera I mentioned did get stolen. Well, the dude accidentally turns it back on and leaves it facing his nightstand. And somehow I turned it on video mode where it's sending me like a picture and then sometimes a video. And they got a dang syringe and a bag of dope on the nightstand. Syringe on the bed. It's unbelievable. It's wild. So I figured, shoot, I just let them keep it. That's better. That's worth it. Of course, those cameras don't have GPS anyway, but at least I'll sucker home. I get to see a show. But anyway, we're fixing ease out here now and see if the deer put on a show. I am super uncomfortable. This tree stand's crooked as crap. It's kind of sketchy getting in this tree. Got this branch right here blocking out. I really would like to be sitting. At least I can lean on it. Before daylight, I heard this noise sound like a bobcat or something like rawr, rawr. And I heard definitely a predator, bobcat, coyote or something come walking by. I just shot a pretty nice 8-pointer, but he ran about 10 or 15 yards and he just walked off out across this field. There's another deer there. So it's Spike. Okay. Looked like a decent shot. I couldn't decide if I wanted to shoot him or not. I know there's a chance I could get something bigger, but my heart was just like, and I was like, well, if he's doing that, he needs to die. Came up over the ridge, grunting, running this Spike off. Thank you, Lord. Please let this deer die quick. Based on his reaction, I think lever. I mean, it did look just a smidge back, but not real far back. Well, I looked at the footage and it looked like a decent shot. He was quarter due, maybe just a smidge, so maybe it's one lung liver, I don't know. I mean, he definitely reacted like a liver hit. I heard my arrow go through this deer and go into this feeder I made out of a 55-gallon drum. Blood splattered on the dang feeder. Holy cow. That doesn't look like. Looks like it must have got some gut too. Must have came out really low. Got white hair on the ground. There is a good blood trail, but you also have to figure that's with him walking, not running. So it's really like, you know, say a double lung, a bit of blood trail with more blood than that, and the deer's running as fast as it can run, and this is him walking, and it's leaving a blood trail you can follow. But it's not, definitely not nothing crazy. Just based on his reaction, I'm gonna back out. Alright, I'm walking back here now. Gave him some time, see what we can find. My gut feeling is he's gonna be dead right up here and pretty easy to find. Bleeding like crazy. Bleeding like crazy. Crazy blood, crazy blood. Ungodly amount of blood out here. He might have bedded right here, honestly. Huge pile of blood and then nothing. Wouldn't surprise me if he didn't lay up in that stuff right there. I might end up calling a dang dog out here. I don't know. Well, I've decided just to back out and call a dog. I'd have no, I can't find any blood past that point, so I don't know. But, looking at the shot, I mean, I don't see any way a dog doesn't find it.
Oh.
Hey, Mr. Walter.
Yes, sir.
Hey, this is Tanner Edenfield. I don't know if you remember me or not. You tracked a deer for me, I think 2 years ago.
Yeah, man.
I was wanting to see how busy you were.
Well, I'm just about to finish one up here, and I have to go look for one after dark. What you got going on?
Just pulling out of Wendy's here. Got the tracking dog feller following me. He was standing at that very left barrel.
Them feeders?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's cool.
But you can see the blood splattered on it.
You go down through here?
Somewhere. Well, that's right where a dead buck should go. Or a wounded buck should go. There's a bed. No, it's a trail, never mind. We're kind of starting back over. It's not looking good, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a tough one. This one here, it's got me stumped. Not getting a track. I would have bet anything it was a dead deer. Stand right here, man.
We just found wet blood. Like, we jumped this deer and he circled back. Like, literally 30 yards right there is where I shot the deer. And where he come out of the field was like 40 yards right there. So we had to have jumped.
How would you not seen it? We jumped it.
We had to have. Because we could have jumped him down there. He could have just run across the field.
We did. We've jumped it.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason. He stands right there.
Yeah. I would have seen him if he did that while I was sitting.
Right,
and the blood wouldn't be wet. So we're here. This will be 15, 16 hours later. And we went down the field and walked through all the brush, and we come back and there's a fresh blood trail cutting right back through like where I shot him with like new wet blood. So evidently that deer's freaking alive. I don't know how. The thing is, it's like we can't keep following him because then we're just pushing him and we ain't got no room to push him. So all we can do is back out, and I'll come look tomorrow, I reckon. Well, guys, I guess we're not going to get that deer. I don't understand it. I felt like it was a pretty good shot, and he's still alive, and run back through, and he went up into like this neighborhood. I mean, you can't just go grid search 57 different property lines, and wasn't really enough blood to follow. I mean, it'd be one thing if you're like following a blood trail and you know, you can like show these people, hey, there's a blood trail here, can I follow it? Not, hey, let me randomly just grid search 17 of y'all's property. But I don't know. I mean, the thing is, that deer was alive enough. He got up and got out of there way before we even got to him. Never even heard him jump up or anything. So I don't know. I'm freaking disgusted. The only thing I can really think that I should have done different is just paid more attention to him being quartered to a little bit. Also could have shot for the exit a little bit better, as in hit a little bit higher. Overall, I mean, I think most anybody would think that was a good shot, but I really don't understand it. It's kind of bewildering. It's kind of sad, but I don't know. All we can do is just try to do better in the future. I mean, I practice a ton and, you know, try to be as ethical as I can possibly be and do everything I can to find the animal, but I don't know. Wild.